Mhm.
All right, so I'm back with Liz, who is happy for me to share her human design chart and just share the highlights on what it means for Liz to be a 6-3 emotional generator. So let me share my screen. It's always an awkward pause. I should probably do that before I start, really. So here's Liz's chart. So generator is, you are our builders. You're here to work, and you're here to work in things that light you up. And when you do, you can go, go, go. You've got that sort of life force, sacral energy that's defined in the middle, that pink square there. And that's what allows you just to ride on the wave of energy, when the key is, though, that you're lit up by it. So totally see that in the work that you do, and like how much you produce on the front lines. At least it looks like it's a lot. It exhausts me, but I know it's right for you. um what's interesting is you've got a lot of definition down in the bottom here, in the bottom centers. And you are a, let me just have a look, you're a single definition as well, right? This bit here, single
Mm.
definition, which actually means there is a clear and free flow between all of your defined centers through a channel. So if you see here for your emotional, it goes up to the ego, it goes down to the sacral and the G center, then it goes to the spleen and down to the root. So that means that you can actually act really independently. You're not seeking energy from other people like me as a split definition would be, because I have a split in that, in those defined centers. Oh, interestingly, when you said about, just before we hit record, you said about the inspiration and the fact that you struggle with a blank sheet of paper, but you can respond to other people. So if you're in a conversation with something, or you see something that gives you that inspiration, you're responding to that, and that's where you can create from. And that's absolutely in alignment with a generator who is here to respond to life, right?
Right.
We have a conversation, you go off and respond to it, and that's absolutely in alignment with you. And actually, what was interesting was you have this completely open head, which means you don't have any defined channels in there. And the head is a source of inspiration. And actually, what we can do with an open head, what we can find is we don't necessarily know what are our ideas or not, or we kind of struggle to seek for ideas. And there is wisdom in having an open head, and that is just to allow this like blank space and just be comfortable in that, and know that when you're following your strategy to respond, then that's perfect for you. Like, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. And what else do we want to say about this? Your 6 and your 3 line, the 6 line is this role model, right? You're here to basically show people how to best move through their life based on your experience, which comes through your 3 line, which is this trial and error as you go through.
Mm.
And totally see that for you as well, in terms of like the role you play. And just like listening to our beautiful conversation we've just had, that role model, that sharing your wisdom through all this trial and error that you've had for your life is totally spot on for you. And I could go in lots of different ways with this, but we'll end it there. Is there anything that jumps out from that little snippet?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I find this also fascinating. And I think what you just said there about the 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 grounding at the bottom, the closed centers, um, being, I guess, self-motivated. So I've always been very self-motivated and self-driven,
Yes.
regardless of what anyone else is telling me, which is
Yes.
probably also leaning into the trial and error. If someone says, "Nah, Liz, you don't want to do that, or that's bad," I'm like, "Well, let me show you that I
Yes.
can do that, and I
Absolutely.
shall."
You have a defined ego as well, which I'm very envious of. So that's that drive there as well. So yeah, totally. I totally see that for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so getting those ideas in and then go, yeah, brilliant. And then I will run with it and I can just keep generating that
Yes.
like
Exactly.
motivation to just keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah, really, really interesting. And actually, I think when I'd read into this before, I know when you said that, it reminded me of there's an age that you get to
Mm.
when you kind of step more into, is it into the sixth line more so?
Yes.
And I can't remember if it was 40 or 50. I feel
Around
like
the
it might
50
be
mark. Yeah.
50. Yeah, I thought it was 50. A little way to go, but I feel like that's then this kind of real,
Mm.
I don't know, pivotal point in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, they kind of describe it like you're sat on the roof and you're able to like look out across all that has been before, and you just kind of have this knowing, like really from that
Mm.
point of view, you can be that real role model, that real leader from that sitting on the roof kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for
Thank
allowing
you.
us to have a little look into you and to share that. And
I love that. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. And until next time, guys, see you then.